Archangel Michael says, something has shifted in their heart, and they never expected it to be so overwhelming. At first, they resisted it, brushing it off as temporary emotion, but now they're drowning in it. They fell for you deeply, and it's starting to take a toll on every decision they make. They've been keeping this hidden, afraid of how real it's gotten for them. When your name appears, their world stops, and their emotions crash like waves. The connection you share with them was never planned, it was divine, unstoppable, and impossible to unfeel. They've been battling the pull, trying to escape what they feel, but it's no longer possible. You are etched in their soul, and no matter how much distance or silence they try to place between you, they still hear your voice in the quiet. Their heart trembles every time they sense your energy. Archangel Michael says, you may not know the depth of their silent agony, but it's real. Their affection has turned into a burning yearning, and the longer they keep this to themselves, the more it begins to break them apart. What they're hiding is slowly eating them from within. Type Amen to get blessing 333. They keep checking your presence, tracking your life silently from behind the scenes. They're watching, not out of control or obsession, but out of an aching hope that maybe, just maybe, they still have a chance. Every time you smile, it's like a dagger and a kiss at once to them. The moment they realized they fell for you, everything changed. They began to act differently, behave cold when they really wanted to get close, pull away when all they wanted was to be held. This confusion is not your fault, it's their heart that's at war with itself. People around them have noticed the shift. Friends have asked questions they cannot answer, and co-workers have seen the distance in their eyes when your name gets mentioned. But they won't confess this love out loud because they're still unsure of what's waiting on the other side. Their ego was never ready to admit it, but the truth is, you touched something in them no one else has. It wasn't physical, it was energetic, spiritual, undeniable. You stirred an awakening, and now they can't go back to who they were before they felt you. Type Amen to get blessing 919. At night, they play memories like sacred tapes in their mind. The way you laughed, the way you looked when you thought no one was watching, it haunts them in the most beautiful way. They didn't know love could be so silently loud. They're not sleeping well these days. Not because of stress, but because dreams have become your territory. They close their eyes and see you. They wake up, and the absence aches more than ever. They've tried to distract themselves with others. Dates, conversations, even work. But nothing compares, and everything seems pale when compared to the fire you lit inside them. Nothing holds their heart the way you do. Archangel Michael says, this love was not an accident. It was written, sewn into the fabric of time before either of you knew. That's why the pull is so strong, it's heaven's fingerprint, guiding a reunion that cannot be delayed forever. Type Amen to get blessing 711. Their pride keeps them from reaching out, but their spirit is breaking. They are remembering the words you once said, the ones you didn't even realize would echo forever. Even your silence is louder to them now than anyone else's voice. There are moments they hold their phone, wanting to message, wanting to call, but fear chokes them. What if it's too late? burns behind their eyes. They replay old texts, reread old photos, wishing they had done it all differently. They were warned not to fall for you. People close to them could sense the shift and tried to talk them out of it. But no warning could stop the soul from claiming its match. They never intended to love you. But they do. And now, the love they carry is too vast for them to contain. Type Amen to get blessing 144. They are going through old memories like a scavenger hunt of the heart. Every object, place, or word that even remotely reminds them of you is sacred. They don't throw it away, they treasure it in silence. Something powerful is about to break. This love can no longer stay hidden much longer. The energy between you both is too strong for the universe to ignore. Archangel Michael says, "The heavens have taken note of your patience, your restraint, and your grace. While others played games, you loved with depth. And now, divine justice is preparing your reward. You won't have to beg for attention anymore. The one who once held back will be the one who can no longer look away. The roles are shifting because truth always rises." Type Amen to get blessing 228. They are about to reach a point where silence will become their own enemy. Holding back this love is hurting them more than it ever helped. It's becoming too painful to pretend they don't care. The truth is leaking through their actions. Through the way they stare when they think no one sees. Through the way they suddenly vanish when they feel too close. They're scared. Not of you, but of how much they've fallen. They've never been this vulnerable before, and it's shaking every wall they've built for years. They thought they were strong. But love makes even the strongest fall to their knees. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Type Amen to get blessing 555. Archangel Michael says, "The heavens are creating a space for this love to rise from the ashes. It's being cleansed of ego, of fear, of every false narrative that kept it buried. What's coming is not the same love, it's transformed, pure, and ready. They're being shown signs everywhere. Your name, your voice, even places you've been, all of it is chasing them. It's not coincidence. It's divine orchestration at its loudest. They have cried for you. Not tears of regret, but tears of realization. They let go of something holy, and now they're praying for another chance. This second chance is near. But it's not coming through manipulation, it's coming through divine timing. Type Amen to get blessing 808. They are about to crack. This emotional pressure has built up too long. They are writing drafts of messages they'll never send, recording voice notes they'll delete. They're hoping somehow the universe will push you both together. A random meet, a miracle message, anything. They just want one more shot, but they're too wounded by their own past to take the first step. They were never planning to feel this way again. Love wasn't on their agenda. But your soul showed up like lightning in a clear sky. They still don't fully understand it. But they know it's rare. and they know it's real. Type Amen to get blessing 999. You'll feel their shift soon. You'll sense the trembling in their energy. You'll feel the pull growing stronger. This isn't just love, it's spiritual recognition. They're realizing you weren't just someone they met, you were someone heaven sent. Archangel Michael says, your presence activated something ancient in their bloodline. Something that cannot be reversed. That's why they keep coming back, even in silence. They thought they could forget you. But every time they try, they remember more. Type Amen to get blessing 606. They feel you in music. In dreams. In crowded rooms where no one knows their truth but you. They are building the courage to come forward. But the process is slow, delicate. They're healing through you even without you knowing. Your name tastes like home to them. It's not just love, it's belonging. And they are finally admitting that to themselves. Don't be surprised when a message arrives. It will seem casual, but it will be their cry for reconnection. Type Amen to get blessing 121. They are hoping you haven't moved on. That deep down, you've been feeling the same. They're praying for alignment. They are being nudged by divine forces to act. Delay no longer serves either of your souls. A storm is gathering, and it's not to destroy, it's to awaken. They are standing on the edge of their decision. The next step they take will change everything. And they know it. Archangel Michael says, stay centered. The path is being cleared. The reunion is closer than ever. Type Amen to get blessing 333. They tried to escape the intensity by pretending they moved on. But the truth is, they only distanced themselves from everything else to feel you more clearly. It wasn't escape. It was surrender in disguise. Everything around them reminds them of the moment it all changed. A laugh, a scent, a city street. And with every passing reminder, they realize you're not just a memory, you're a pulse within them. They fell for you so deeply that now, even their prayers are silently about you. They whisper your name into the universe, hoping the stars carry their longing. They're no longer trying to forget. They're trying to find the courage to confess. Archangel Michael says, their soul is being cracked open to truth. You are no longer just someone from their past, you are a prophecy in motion. Something bigger than explanation is pulling you both together. Type Amen to get blessing 474. They look for you in places they know you won't be, just to feel your presence again. They check the time, hoping to catch angel numbers connected to you. They've started believing in signs because you've made them feel things they never believed were possible. You are the one thing they thought they would never admit needing. And yet, here they are, desperate for a connection that once felt terrifying. Their ego is slowly giving up the fight. They want to tell you everything now, the confusion, the tears, the moments they almost reached out. They want to show you the emotions they buried too deep to explain. But their fear of rejection still holds a grip. They've seen visions of a future with you, dreams they never told anyone about, futures they secretly planned in their mind, all centered around your presence. Type Amen to get blessing 383. They see your glow now. They always did, but now, it burns brighter than ever. You've grown, evolved, become even more powerful without them, and that scares them in the best way. This is their awakening. This is their inner battle turning into a divine realization. You are their mirror, their fire, their unfinished chapter. They feel haunted by the path not taken. Regret is not their punishment, it's their teacher. And it's showing them that silence doesn't mean healing. Archangel Michael says, heaven has given them enough time. Now it's your time. The time for clarity, alignment, and truth. Type Amen to get blessing 292. They know they hurt you. Not because they wanted to, but because they weren't ready to receive the kind of love you brought. You were too deep for a heart that hadn't learned to swim yet. They've cried for that mistake. Not once, but repeatedly. And the tears haven't stopped, not because they're weak, but because their soul is finally waking up. You're not forgotten. You were never temporary. You were always the divine intervention they didn't know they needed. Now, the fire they once feared is becoming the light they long for. They are about to come forward, not for attention, but for restoration. Type Amen to get blessing 757. You're going to hear from them in a way you never expected. The same person who once ghosted will now pour their heart in words they swore they'd never say. They're learning that vulnerability is not weakness, it's the only bridge back to you. The next time you see their name appear, it won't be empty. It'll carry weight, confession, surrender. They've been rehearsing this moment 1,000 times in their head. They are praying you haven't let go completely. They're praying there's still space in your world for their return. And heaven is preparing you both for divine timing. Archangel Michael says, no more delays. You were meant for this moment. The universe is conspiring for this union to happen. Type Amen to get blessing 818. They once thought they could replace the energy you gave them. But now, they know, you are irreplaceable. You weren't a phase. You were their divine chapter. Every time they see someone who resembles you, their breath catches. Every scent that reminds them of you makes their heart race. You've become part of their rhythm. They've lost interest in what doesn't feel like you. They've grown cold to shallow conversations and empty smiles. Nothing compares to what you sparked. They are done pretending. They are tired of masks, of pretending they've moved on, of fake peace. The storm within is louder now than their pride. Type Amen to get blessing 636. They tried to hate you at one point, to numb the connection. But they failed. Love this deep doesn't disappear. It transforms, waits, returns stronger. They're afraid to face you because you'll see it all. The guilt. The longing. The vulnerability they've tried to suppress. Their biggest fear is that you've moved on and forgotten them. But their biggest hope is that you've been waiting. Not waiting to rescue them, but to meet them in truth. Archangel Michael says, you are not crazy for still feeling them. You are not alone in this spiritual pull. The connection is mutual, sacred, and eternal. Type Amen to get blessing 414. They are about to confess everything. From the moment they fell for you to the lies they told themselves to keep distance. Every secret is about to surface. They never wanted to hurt you. They just didn't know how to hold something so rare without breaking it. But now they're learning. You are the only person who ever made them question their entire path. You disrupted their comfort zone, and now they can't go back. The only way forward is toward you. They've asked the stars for another chance. And the stars are aligning in your favor. Type Amen to get blessing 505. They want to tell you that loving you changed them. That it cracked their heart open in ways they didn't know were possible. That it healed something ancient inside. You may not know it yet, but your love was the turning point in their life. The compass that now points toward purpose, clarity, and truth. They're walking away from distractions. From connections that never matched your depth. From situationships that only numbed them. Archangel Michael says, prepare for a sacred return. Not just of a person, but of purpose. This was always destined. Type Amen to get blessing 101. They thought their silence protected you. But it only delayed what heaven already planned. You were always meant to be in each other's lives. You will feel their return before they say a word. Their energy is shifting closer. The veil is thinning. Every emotion you felt for them, they've been mirroring it. Every tear, every longing, every whisper in the night, it was felt on both sides. Now the divine clock is striking. And what once felt like silence will soon become a love song of truth. Type Amen to get blessing 222. Their love was never meant to destroy, it was meant to awaken. And now it's done just that. They are no longer hiding. Expect the unexpected. A letter, a message, a call. It will come when the heart least expects, but the soul will know instantly. When they return, you'll know it's different. No more games, no more walls. Just raw, holy, undeniable truth. Archangel Michael says, the ending they feared is transforming into a new beginning. And this time, it's heaven-led. Type Amen to get blessing 333. They are preparing something. A way to reach you that doesn't feel forced, awkward, or late. But the truth is, nothing will feel perfect enough to match how deeply they feel for you. They've started writing it down. A letter. A confession. Words they can't say face to face yet, because their emotions overwhelm them every time they imagine seeing you. What they're about to send you isn't just a message, it's their heart in pieces, carefully chosen and wrapped in divine timing. The truth is, they never stopped loving you. They just didn't know how to hold you without dropping the best thing they ever had. Archangel Michael says, heaven has waited for this alignment. There is a sacred hush in the spiritual realm, waiting for you both to reunite. What seemed lost is being returned, stronger. Type Amen to get blessing 717. They'll begin by saying they're sorry. Not just for what happened, but for how long it's taken to say this. For every day they hid their truth and let silence become the wall. The tears they cried when they thought of you came with real regret. The kind that breaks even the toughest spirit. And now, all that sorrow is about to be turned into restoration. This isn't about rekindling something shallow, it's about completing something divine. Something both of you felt but couldn't name. The kind of connection no distance can erase. They know they took too long. But they also know now that real love never expires. And you were the one soul that always stayed. Type Amen to get blessing 303. They've been asking mutual friends about you, quietly, cautiously. Trying to find out if you're still open, still thinking of them, still carrying their name. Every answer matters. They're searching your photos, listening to your voice in old videos, replaying your laughter. They miss your energy, your presence, your light. They miss the home you became without even trying. Soon, you'll hear from them. Maybe not in the way you imagined, but it will be unmistakable. Their words will carry more weight than ever before. Archangel Michael says, your patience has been noted in the records of light. You didn't chase. You elevated. And now, the one who resisted will return humbled, real, and ready. Type Amen to get blessing 595. The battle they fought inside was never about loving you, it was about being worthy of you. They didn't feel enough. But now, they're realizing that no one else ever loved them the way you did. They're cleaning their spirit, facing their fears, letting go of the people who distracted them from your memory. They are shedding their false identities to step into the version you always saw in them. You were their mirror when they were lost. You were their fire when they were cold. And now they finally see what they could have had if only they had stayed. They're about to tell you that they never stopped watching your growth. And every time you rose, they silently applauded and ached. Type Amen to get blessing 166. They dream of you often. And when they do, you're always walking ahead of them, never angry, just glowing. And that vision haunts them with hope. They are asking the universe for one more moment with you. A second chance, a clean slate, even if they have to start all over. They want to meet you again, with no lies, no fear. Every part of them is vibrating with urgency. They're being pulled back to you by a force they can't deny anymore. Love is calling louder than their pride now. Archangel Michael says, when this return happens, protect your peace but be open to the signs. What's meant for you is not just coming, it's already near. Type Amen to get blessing 944. You'll feel their energy before their message reaches you. A sudden rush of emotions, a soft ache in your heart, a warm sensation in your spirit. That's them thinking of you. They will write things they never admitted before. Things like, I tried to forget you, but I failed. Or, I see you in everyone but find no one like you. They know now, they didn't just fall for you. They fell into something eternal. A depth only your soul could reach. You didn't ask to be remembered this way, but you are. And that memory has grown into a longing they can no longer fight. Type Amen to get blessing 202. They know you won't tolerate games anymore. You've risen too far, glowed too bright, and healed too strong. And they admire that deeply. They're not coming to you as they were, they're coming with transformed energy. Spiritually matured. Emotionally awake. They're ready to stand beside you. They're afraid you won't believe them. That you'll think it's just words. But they've changed. Not just because they miss you, but because you inspired them to evolve. Archangel Michael says, what's coming is not a test, it's a divine moment of truth. Receive it with your soul wide open and your boundaries intact. Type Amen to get blessing 484. They feel you now more than ever. They feel your absence in the quietest moments, in traffic, in the mirror, in songs you once shared. It's a constant echo. They realize now, you weren't just someone they met. You were the reason they understood what real love is supposed to feel like. They're haunted by your last look, your last words, your last moment together. Not in pain, but in reverence. Because those memories are the most alive part of them now. They are no longer running. They are walking toward the truth, step by step, and every step leads them back to you. Type Amen to get blessing 626. They may have loved before, but never like this. You cracked them open and rewrote their understanding of intimacy. That's why they couldn't move on, even if they tried. You gave them the kind of peace no one else could. Not through effort, but just by being yourself. That's the power you carry, and they feel it still. Their biggest fear now is not your anger, but your indifference. The idea that you no longer feel what they feel is shattering to them. Archangel Michael says, prepare your heart. What once ended in confusion is returning in clarity. What was lost is being restored. Type Amen to get blessing 177. They are realizing you weren't the storm, you were the anchor. Everything else was chaos. You were calm. Now they're ready to speak. And when they do, it won't be shallow. It will be raw, real, and right from the soul. They want to take accountability. They want to look you in the eye and say, I was afraid of how much I loved you. But I'm not afraid anymore. They are practicing their words even now, guided by spirit, pushed by destiny, and held by grace. Type Amen to get blessing 353. They are coming to you not for closure, but for connection. Not to fix the past, but to build a sacred future. They are ready to fight for what they once let go of. When they finally say, I fell for you and never stopped, believe them. Not because they're perfect, but because their soul can't hide it anymore. This isn't a fairy tale. This is divine love returning home. It's messy, it's bold, and it's real. Archangel Michael says, "You are about to receive the love that was written for you, refined by time, tested by fire, and returned by fate." Type Amen to get blessing 999.